Liam Grant.
Lorcan.
Where's your papers? The second one's his.
Here we are, bronze medal action. The game neither of these teams wanted to be playing, but they got to do it anyways. Both semi-finalist losers, and now having at it for the bronze medal game. CUSB shout, lay out, and get a D early. Pancotti holding her head, hit the ground hard on the first point of the game, got the D. Another look, hoping she'll be up. Went down, head to ground, immediately held her head. She's getting some attention.
Does not look good there. We hope she's okay.
Well, shape of this game affected already by a very unfortunate result of that bid.
Who is that that's down there?
It's Pancotti getting some attention. And we'll all wait and hope she gets up, as she's doing now, and gets the attention she needs to be feeling better as soon as possible. Back to the game, the German under-24s, excited to be here. They're obviously campaigning for something bigger. Had a great run at this tournament on the heels or on the back of Levki Walzak, but she has already made way to her next tournament and isn't here to help the bronze medal game. I suspect she would have been if they made the final. Scazzieri in, but Walzak in Portugal as Chesky goes right over top of the defender.
There was a pick about 5 seconds before that throw went up, but I guess they're all saying that didn't affect the outcome of the play.
Didn't affect Castellani. He was on her ground trying to throw the arm up to get the catch. Not necessarily a layout, but a laying down and handing up. Here come the Walzak-less Germans. Thrown into a bit of a crowd, but Schaefer comes down with it.
I think a foul was called there, but I think she didn't realize her teammate came up with the disc, so you could play on there.
Schaefer gets her cuts, one up line, one coming for dump. Stall count mounting, puts a big one, has a receiver in the area who makes a great play. Germany under 24 on the doorstep, opened up the scoring in the game. Osterhus with the goal, and the Germans giving a little surprise to CUSB early here with a break to start.
Yeah, not the cleanest point there for the Italians as Germany capitalizes on that situation. And yeah, scores 1-0 in favor of the Germans. Pretty much reversing who gets the flip at the beginning of the game. Saw Germany playing a lot earlier in this tournament. They were really relying on the likes of Levka Walzak, their captain, playing on the German mixed team in Portugal starting tomorrow. So I guess she had to get out there.
Lots of commitments, lots of ultimate commitments. You got to be everywhere. You got to keep going. Win here, win there, win in every city.
But I have to say, even without her, that last point, they looked really strong on that offensive attack.
They don't even need her. Okay, maybe that's going a bit too far. Big pull from the lady with the wine on her shirt, gold book. As the German uniforms, they were excusing themselves. They haven't arrived yet, the new shirts, but they're coming. So we'll wait to see how good they look in the very near future. Bonfante over the head of the intended receiver, but bailed out. Recchioni to Bonfante. She's on the front foot here at the attacking brick mark, dumps to Diaz. back to Bonfante. Bonfante end zone. Scazzieri's there, but well covered. Thrower error there. There was defense all over that before it left her hand.
Not a really good look. I think she was pretty well covered there by number 19 in the German shirt. So Germany will get a chance for a second break here, as this is not the start that we would expect from the Italians, but that throw is not going to work, and Italy has a second chance to hold.
Schall, happy to pick that one up and shoot for half field from her own end zone. Bonfante. Borghi goes up line. Borghi keeps going, and she gives it. Defensive help comes. Borghi, Scazzieri cleans up the trash, throws it a lackadaisical spike. She was surprised to end up getting it in her hands, and did well to catch it, actually, for a focus catch.
Off the first tap from Borghi and off the first tap from Scazzieri herself. She had to bobble it to catch it, but it's going to count all the same, and Italy finally get themselves on the board 1-1 here. Italy especially, I think, were very shocked to not be in the final. They were many people's favorite to win this tournament, but they were simply outplayed by the Belgians in the semifinal. We were calling that game together, and Belgium just were the better team. There's nothing else to say about it. That's
it. No two ways about it. I talked to Sofia Scazzieri inside the marquee after, and she said, "We didn't expect it. They got on us early, and we don't even think we played that bad." But
I don't think they played that bad either. I think Belgium was just playing superbly.
Belgium played their best game at the right time.
They're going to have to see if they can get one more later on today when we have all three finals coming up after this one, starting with Open Division 2. Then we'll have that ladies final that we talked about. And then finally in the men's final, it's going to be Free Speed versus Chevron Action Flash, the matchup many predicted for that final. Two
big clubs, both, as Liam Grant reminded us, were semifinalist losers on Universe Point last year. So this year they've already both done one better. One of them will do two better.
Germany there with an unfortunate drop, as Italy will look to correct their mistake early in the game and get a break here. The likes of Frangipani picking up the disc, that D-line handler usually.
It's on. Diaz cuts first, but she goes to Chesky. Chesky to Scazzieri, but too far behind her. She got a little bit turned around. The wind held it up a little bit too long.
I think that was catchable, but it definitely wasn't the intended flight path from Chesky there. The wind definitely picked it up as Germany gets saved by that windy 8th defender.
Germans put the disc into play, coming out of their own end zone. Get some up-line action and a second crack at the up-line. Now a big shot deep, but way too much curve on that. Curved right into the turf in front of both the defender and the intended receiver.
As we've seen all weekend, wind blowing pretty much directly into the cameras now. Maybe a slight right to left, but mostly into the cameras.
It's got a little bit chilly. Big chalk pile here in front of our press box that's getting some of the shoes dirty. It's pretty funny watching it happen. Scazzieri can't hang on. Right in front of the scoreboards, gives it back to Germany. Schaefer. Winding up the backhand. Cuts developing a bit slowly here. Stall count mounting. She hits the bailout button, eject, and it almost buys her a goal. Instead, Diaz picks up and looks to get going quick the other way. Pops one over the shoulder to Chesky and then moves. Scazzieri, defense too far behind to make a play. Sofia Scazzieri. Chesky fires deep. Diaz is there. Defense is there. Everybody is there. Too many there. No hands on it. Nunez in the background too for Bologna, but the defense all over him.
Bit of a hospital pass. I don't think that's exactly what Chesky intended, or that was Scazzieri, sorry, intended on that throw.
Big wind up by Schaefer. Scazzieri gets back on the mark. Germans playing in their own end zone. That one goes to turf, and Frangipani says, "I'm not waiting around while you're on the ground. We're going to get going." The 1-2, 1-2 with Chesky, pick called.
And that's what you don't want to do in these windy games, is give a short field turnover. Those are the most dangerous spots. Give an easy break opportunity. We've seen many times that Italy has to work the whole way up the field. They're bound to make a mistake themselves, but here It would be very surprising, and as we see there, Chesky to Frangipani for the score and the break, and Italy take the lead 2-1.
No mistakes there, not when they make it that easy. So Shout take back their break that they gave up to start the game.
Germany U24 was the top ranking European women's U24 team at Perth last year, getting 6th place. A lot of that on the back of Eva Mueller, a German who is living in Australia, doing really well.
In fact, I know her very well.
And she's not on the team this year, but they got Leif Walzak, who was not on the team last year. She was playing with the U24 mixed team, I believe, back then, moving her talents over to the women. So they still got a strong youth program there in Germany. We'll see if they can recreate the magic they found last year in Perth.
Eva Mueller, the younger sister of Linus Mueller, one of the old Mammoth boys, Blitz boys, Cobras boys in Brisbane Ultimate, and Ava playing for Fuse still over there, and they just got 6th, which is their best finish, the best Queensland finish at the Nationals in 10 years, I believe.
She's really good at getting 6th, apparently. That's what she likes to do.
Best position ever. It's better than 4th. Everything's better than 4th. Even the wooden spoon is better than 4th.
Which is what the loser team of this match is going to have to end up with, Steph.
It means you lose your last 2 games and you had all the hope in the world 2 games earlier. You go into semis and you get a chance to win it all, and you go home with 2 losses.
No medals. Here we go. Germany off to the races with a pick call. Germany in what looks like a sort of horizontal stack or side stack. I can't exactly tell formation.
Sabine Kramer with the disc. I think that's gonna turn into a horizontal stack rather.
We'll see what happens.
I think it's like a flying V, like the Mighty Ducks right now.
Maybe it's a new German formation. They shouldn't be revealing this on this stream to their opponents in Heidelberg later this year, as they drop that one and give Italy another shortish field turn here.
Burkhardt made a mess of that one. Frangipani. Scazzieri in, out, back in, but she goes to Chesky. Better look good to see Pancotti back on the field after the first play of the game. It's the first look at her since then. Now she's gone the other way for the goal. Marchesini, Erika Marchesini with the goal. CUSB 3-1. Now they're starting to flex their muscles a bit on this bronze medal game.
Yeah, I think they are going to be a bit of the favorites here. It's going to take a bit of work for Germany to come back into this one, because once that Italian D-line gets rolling, it's hard to stop that break train, and that's the problem against Belgium. They were never able to get started. They didn't get a single break all game. They never were able to get things going with their D-line, but once it's there, that really puts a bit of fear into your O-line, and then you got to deal with the likes of Chesky, and now you see they're putting some O-line players onto that D-line, the likes of Melaga and Bonfante. It seems like it's pretty much the O-line out there now. It happens when you do 2 breaks in a row.
That's what happens. Everybody else gets to play. But I like just rolling the lines, just keep them going. Offense is easier to change because it means you're failing, but the D-line's rolling. Yeah, let them roll tired. If they get a break, that means
I like the 3 in a row limit. Like it depends how big your D-line is. If you have a D-line of 20 people, then yeah, okay. But if you got a D-line of 8 people, I think 2 points in a row is about what you should usually expect out of people at this level. Here we go. Germany's now off to the races, looking a bit better this point now that the O-line defense is on them.
Moving forward, shot nearly to end zone. Now they're at the gates, looking for entry. Nothing coming in the front. Pick called. Good defense by CUSB Shout. Nobody was able to get free there at all on the open side. Gunawig with the disc. Waiting for everybody to find position. Should be ready for this tap. Still discussion.
Lots of hand signals. They're talking about a pick, I guess. I've seen the pick hand signal. And they're talking about where the stall should come back in on.
Yeah, it must be, but it's a longer discussion than I think it needs to be for this pick call. but it's not up to us. That's up to them.
Nope, no game advisors, observers, or referees here. It's all between the two players. This long discussion favoring CUSB as they try to run out the clock with their 2-point lead.
I don't know if they're trying to run it out quite yet.
Maybe not trying, but they.
But yes, for the little
They've
lead
got the
early,
lead.
why not? We talk about these 50-minute games. Get a lead and defend it. Melega. Scazzieri, Irena. Surveying her options. Here comes Scagliarini, but it goes through her fingertips. High throw, she can't hang on.
Germany.
Looking for a Berkeley cut, it doesn't really eventuate, and that throw is straight to turf. Bonfante didn't even need to bid. Maybe could have if there was a German in the area, but no one home. Bonfante, Scazzieri. She swipes some fakey stuff early. And Melega gets it, throwing her hand up. Where's my deep option? I need something to throw to immediately.
Just a bit of 1-2 moves here from Bonfante and Melega, two of the best ladies with the disc on this team.
Scazzieri. Melega. Playing quite patient right now, waiting for the right cut to open.
Nice takedown.
Macchiardi. Pops over top. That one's a little wobbly and goes straight to the defender, who shoots a laser up the line for continuation there. That's Osterhus who collects that one. And
Jamming it up the jam hole, as they say.
Indeed.
Another up the liner.
Australia, they would even cram it up the cram hole. But playing that sideline, Germans looking good. Shot for goal, too far in front though. Meyer can't get her hand stretched out enough because the disc was too far in front.
A little bit of sloppy point from both teams right now. And again, that always favors the team ahead as these games are short. You want to have long points once you get that lead. 3-1 still score as Italy are in the lead.
We've had a few low-scoring affairs over the course of this tournament. Any game come to mind in particular for you, Ravi?
I don't know what you're talking about there, Stefan.
Me either. French Bristols. Melega winds up. I thought that was going to be a bigger throw, but Scagliari gets it underneath. Nonis.
Aggressively attacking the break side here are the Italians. As there.
Melega loves to huck. She wants it. If she's getting it, if she gets it in a power position, there's a high percentage chance of that shot coming off. She does it really well. That one, no, not in particularly, but she's got good percentage, and they look good. But she really does have that aggressive mindedness when they're playing offense.
One thing to note, though, is though this point is long, this is the Italian O-line out there, even though it's a defensive point. So
Germans call it timeout.
If Germany manages to score here, that O-line's going to have to go back out there with some tired legs. Not exactly what you want. So maybe what you were saying, keep the D-line rolling and get, you know, it keeps working, keep working.
The Germans trying to help out the Italians here, give them a little break. They called the timeout, but good timeout for them too. I don't know about a timeout on my own goal line in a windy game because you come in and still have to make something structured. I like the organic almost better. If they're tired and they need a break, I get it, but now coming in with a clean play and having to throw a tidy first throw in this wind, yeah, I don't know if I love that stoppage of play.
So here in this timeout here, Stefan, have a little bit of time to reflect. It's your first time at Tom's Tourney, first time in Bruges. What do you think of the tournament so far? What have been some highlights of your weekend?
Oh, highlights of the weekend. I mean, the level of play is certainly one of them. I'm very impressed with the level of competition here. It's you love to see the parity. Anyone can win. A lot of tight games, a lot of
short games make it really tight.
Short
one
games,
break can be the
games,
difference.
So the level of play is certainly one, but the warm Belgian hospitality is something that makes this the boutique tournament it is. We got
shout out to Boris Vanderlock for hooking us up with his nice beds in his apartment. And
Boris is the man. He gets it all done for us. He runs a great show here with Glenn, of course. But these boys, they know how to put it on. Everything, It's a well-oiled machine. The party runs smooth. The food is great. We've eaten well. The drinks, let's say, have been very tasty.
27 years running this Tom's Tourney. They really know what they're doing at this point. That's one of the most elite tournaments, both in terms of play and in terms of organization in Europe. And we are so happy to get invited out here as Ulti.tv to keep showing you this great coverage here in the bronze medal match between CUSB Shout and Germany U24. Scores 3-1 in Italy's favor right now as Germany come out of their timeout and have a full field to work with.
Wind picking up a bit, sun hiding a bit for the first time today.
As long as that hail stays away, I'm happy. That was rough.
I still want it to be warmer. I'm way happier if the hail stays away. Not so bad, comparatively at least. Germany, under 24, moving the disc. From their end, a double wind up there. Great pickup going to turf. Layout there by Schaefer, keeping her team in possession. She fires the other way. Maya gone deep. She handles 5 meters out. Defense settles under. Offense comes with reinforcements. Schaefer not quite in yet. On the goal line, Schaefer engaged again. She's got Scazzieri tight on her. That one gets away. The defense blindsided. Throw looks good to the cut to space.
How about that timeout call, Stefan? Seems like it worked out for the Germans here.
Yeah.
Looks like maybe their coaches know something you don't.
Man, not the first time I've eaten my words.
I did think that CUSB Shout's dump defense was pretty good there, and it forced that really a bailout huck that opened up the field for the Germans, but it just happened to be placed perfectly. And here you see, after that, they continue on and have a nice, confident end zone possession where they make the score 3-2. But I feel so bad when you're that dump defender. You really completely shut down your dump. You think you're going to force them into something bad, and then it ends up working out 50 meters down the field.
Yeah, or you cover them for seven stall counts, and one jab gets free, and that's the one that breaks the spine. Breaks the force or gets the goal. The dump defense has got to be the entire duration of the stall count.
They had it the entire duration. They just got a bailout huck that helped them out.
And even here, as much as they did, the timeout did come, I'm not sure they drew up this bailout layout that we saw in the middle of the field.
I'll have to look at their clipboard later. I think we'll see it.
We'll exchange notes. Bonfante. Too many options till Meliga comes under in a bit of a ISO upfield position. Germans running a bit of a zone here. An interesting zone. Bonfante didn't want to catch that one the easy way, so decided the hard way. Then she goes to Meliga with a great throw. Now to Scazzieri. Meliga's going to have space. Gets it back, not quite in yet. Here come her friends. Bonfante picks it up. Oh, great break. Scagliarini hangs on. What a break by Bonfante. But
pick is called.
Pick is called. Awesome throw.
Bonfante's having quite a throwing possession here. That curved, carving OI backhand I thought was going to hit right to the ground, but it ended up being right on target on Meliga. From our angle, it was pretty tough to see how good that throw was, but it was perfect. And there's a nice little inside shot. Bonfante just showing her throwing prowess right now.
Was that instant replay? I think that was the exact same throw.
It wasn't slow motion, though, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, so nice. We'll score it twice. Bonfante and the Italians back up for another 2-goal lead.
I see behind us here some teams warming up. I'm not sure if this is the Open Division 2 final. We have Cota Villette, which I think is the youth team from Rimini, and Aupuk, the team from France. Maybe those two are going to be in the Div 2 final. Not sure. We will see in the next round. Here we're going to stick with this bronze medal match score 4-2. Right now the Italians on the upper hand. Germany looking a little better last possession, but having a really hard time stopping that Italian O-line right now. If they're going to generate a break, it's going to be tough now that they're clicking. Frangipani's going to kick things off here for this next point.
Great name, Frangipani. Beautiful flower. Germany off and running. Schaefer playing a little 1-2 with Forster. She goes upfield. Osterhaus finds Meyer, but Meyer can't squeeze it.
Second time Meyer's not been able to get one of those discs.
The invenerable Davide Morri here to cheer on his the ladies' club from Bologna. Happy enough to see that they've got a lead here. Pancotti to Scazzieri. Davide knows her very well. Sofia Scazzieri with the disc. Up line. Chesky gets down to keep it up. The defensive player of the year does many fine things on O as well. Shot to Scazzieri. She's got a bid. Oh! Bit of a ground strip. She went to ground hard and the disc popped out.
It's funny when that disc left Chesky's hands, I thought it was going to be way too far for Sofia Scazzieri, but actually ended up being quite a nice on-target shot, just a bit of ground strip, as you said. Now Germany will get another chance to keep this hold. Looks like Mr. Morri is going to be joining us in the booth here.
Excited to hear a couple, some opinions of Davide Morri here. As the Germans get going the other way, after we saw Scazzieri not able to hang on to that laid out disc. Pancotti, after she hurt herself on the first point, still throwing her body around with reckless abandon. Germans maintain possession, Forster upfield. Completion staying alive. Germans with a chance here. They're going to keep this one tight because Schout has stolen the momentum. Meyer with the disc. Now Burkhardt.
See them shouting Uno and Due. That's, from my understanding, the force forehand, force backhand call. Seems like they are trying to switch things up here.
We might get a in-depth analysis of exactly what the Uno Due means in just one moment when we get to the end of this play. But for now, Frangipani.
2 is flick force, 4 is a straight mark, and 1 is a backhand force.
Davide Morri breaking it all down for us.
Giving us all the Bologna secrets.
I don't think he's going to give us the whole playbook, but a little sniff of it, a little sniff of it. Forster. Oh, Marchesini throws her body on the line, not enough. The Germans find a couple holes in that defense and cash in. It's 4-3.
They keep things within 1 here, keeping things interesting. And we're going to have a nice little treat here as Davide Morri is going to get on the mic to give us a bit of insight into what's going on.
This game of Germany under 24.
Yeah, Mr. Morri, what are you seeing so far out of your Italian ladies here against Germany under 24?
But I see the German pretty solid with the disc. Compared to the past days, I see them with more comfortable zone of managing of the disc. But obviously there is the experience also now, the whole line of Shout, counting a lot of talent girls like Greta Melega, Silvia Borghi started to play 12 years ago. But we will see. There is a lot of wind, and I think it's a tough game. Also because it's minus. Germany is under by 1, and they are young. You can expect everything, like Belgium under 24 in the open division are in the top 4.
But a question for you, Davide, the big question in everyone's mind is how did it go with the CUSB Red Bulls versus 051 game? Who won?
We won.
You won, so you
proudly we won, and we won 50 euros because the Bologna's team for 2 months ago bet 50 euro to the team will have been arrived in front at the Tom's Tourney, and we finish. We won by 3. We were up 5-1 for us. A lot of trash talking. trash talking for the game.
I'm sure highly spirited though. No.
Spirit was fun because it's only a theater. Look like a basketball soccer game.
And what do you think about this tournament, Davide? Were you expecting some of you guys to be in the semis, be a little higher up? Were you impressed with the level of some of these open teams? Oh, that's going to be another chance, but Germany not able to capitalize. That would have been a break to equalize the game. Now they're going to have a short field to work with. We'll be back with Davide in a second after we see this action, see if Germany can get back.
Isolation for number 10. This is a play.
Break it down for us, Davide. What do you think is going to happen here?
A blind cut.
Up.
And after we'll fake and break the side mark. Obviously.
That looks like an open side in cut. Completely the opposite of what Davide said. So maybe his analysis isn't the best right now, but
I have done that. Faking the break. And
there's more steps. There's more steps. You can't give us everything.
No, the tournament this year has been amazing. There were a lot of bad vibration for the weather, but at the end, okay, it's cold, but it's not so bad.
You can't control the weather.
Some shower of raining, but
some hail.
Yeah, some ice, but at the end there was sun and cloud and rain all the day, and it's much better. In Italy now, in Milano and Bologna, there are heavy rain come down. Also Germany, Switzerland, there is this bubble of bad pressure up to the central side, but next week in Portimao will be really beautiful for the people who will be there.
You're going to be playing with the Italian mixed team. How are you guys feeling about your chances at this tournament?
We have Germany in a mix in our pool.
Leif Kowalczak is supposed to be playing in this game, but she already went to Portugal to prepare for that game tomorrow against you guys. So
I'm also preparing now. Tomorrow Davide Morri will guarding Lefke all the points.
Okay, we will see, we'll see.
She ran more than me. To wrap up, anyway, thank you Tourney, thank you to the crew, and enjoy the game. It's amazing to see this girl playing.
Thank you, Davide Morri. Always a pleasure.
I will always hope we get a bit more Davide up here. He's always welcome back. Always great to hear what's on that man's mind. We're going to have him as an unofficial stand-in game advisor for the final. Some bodacious calls against him on 3 offsides, in fact. I heard all about last night at the party.
I didn't hear about this.
3 offsides free speed called on Bologna. So Davide is going to be watching the offsides in the final. And also a call on a travel against Chevron that was a bit dicey.
Oh, the one that Penny called on Laffy, I think I know.
Yes, the one that cost a point, yes.
No, they still scored that one. They scored it in the end.
Who, Bologna scored?
Yeah, they still scored it.
Okay, so it didn't cost him a point.
But but Davide, you do know that dropped pull was not a dropped pull, right? It hit the ground first. We have too nice on the spirit.
Nice.
Bologna's always known for being so nice and
super spirited. Scazzieri Irena had to change her direction, but couldn't catch up there.
So here's an opportunity for Germany to take the lead. They were down in a hole before, went down a couple breaks, and now they do have the full field to work with, and that's not going to work so well.
And now Scazzieri's got it on the doorstep. Frangipane. Everybody closing space, little breakthrough to Diaz, and the Shout girls get back up 5-4. The Colombian silver medalist collects the goal.
5-4, the score here still in favor of the Italians. Still got a bit of time left on the clock as 32 minutes have dwindled down. 18 minutes left. If the score is within 1, they play to a cap +1. If it's a 2-point deficit or more, game is over at 50 minutes.
This one could be close. We might have a game. The weather coming into play again. Now we got some stronger gusts in our face.
And it looks like the boys from Rimini are there preparing for the Open Division 2 final there.
The future of Paganello, as Davide is filling us in with all the Italian inside information here. The boys from Rimini, Côte Viet, is that what they're called?
Côte Viet.
Côte Viet looks like they're playing the Parisians. I think we've worked this one out well. Ravi, I think you worked it out well, looking behind and
I'll share credit with you, Steph, any day.
It's we.
I couldn't have done it without you.
When we're up here. When the cans
you.
are on, it's all we. Here come the Germans, Schal.
I do have to say, I'm very impressed with how Germany's playing. I was expecting without Leifke they would kind of fall apart given how they played. Maybe without her, you know, maybe they're playing too much through her, because now that everyone's kind of stepping up and taking her role, things are actually working out. This is the best I've seen them play all weekend.
Yeah, it's amazing sometimes when a superstar is removed and the team kind of plays that more full game. Even though you're a better team with the superstar, there's no two ways about it. But the style of play sometimes fits the whole team better when you don't have to kind of get it to Levke, get it to Justin Ford, get it to PJ, whoever it is. When they're not there, sometimes it changes the shape of the O. Germany looking strong here on the doorstep again as we're talking about it. 1, 2, give, go, bing, bang, boom, it's all tied up.
I love that move. You know, the defense stopped the boomerang cut for the continuation break, and then instead you go to the open side, and then you know you have an advantage because your mark is on the other side of you. They attacked immediately with that give, go, bing, bang. Great stuff from the Germans there, very impressed.
It's Goldbook in the end with the goal.
5-5 now the score. Germany keeping things tight. I thought Kuzchow was going to walk away with this one once they got those 2 breaks in a row, but Germany is not letting this one go.
3-1, we were 20 minutes in at least at 3-1, and I thought quite the same as you. But Germany not going away.
One of these teams going home with a medal, one of these teams going home empty-handed. Still something to play for here in this 3rd place game.
I mean, there's lots to play for, not 4th. It's what you get, it's a bronze medal, but it's really not 4th.
Not 4th. Don't know if the cameras caught that. We see Davide and Sofia Scazzieri.
The sweet Bolognese love story between Davide and Sofia Scazzieri. The world turns around them.
Back here in the action on the field as the CUSB offensive line get out there. Bonfante, who's had some amazing throws this game, looking into this German Pochi set.
Melega gets it from Bonfante, goes into the cup. Scagliarini. She goes backwards to Melega, who goes around to Borghi. Melega again.
It's Bonfante with the disc.
Diaz, Bonfante. Tic-tac through the zone, high disc. Recchioni did well to keep that. And then Melega gets it again. That disc had a little bit of an elevator pace on it, up and down in the wind. Diaz, Borghi can't handle. Not happy, blows off a little bit of steam with a yell there. But Germany picking up the disc. Goldbook.
Goldbook had some amazing handler play in the last point. Let's see what she can do now. Germany out of options right now as Italy is basically throwing a clam on the whole stack, cutting off options everywhere, but they're able to break through it, and now they have the whole field in front of them.
Forster with the disc. As the defense settles, going to ground there. She kept that one alive, did Goldbook, and moves it forward. Gets it to Schaefer. She was nearly had to lay out, but just caught it in a lean. She's trying to set up her end zone offense from the sideline. She does it with an inside-out break throw. There's a call. Schaefer was celebrating. Hands in the air, jumping to her receiver. But there is a violation call.
Pick was called, and I think the idea, Irina Scazzieri is discussing whether she stopped play because she heard the pick. That's the difference between WIFTF and USAU rules. If she heard the pick and stopped play, it would go back, but she's saying it didn't affect what happened. I don't think she was really close enough to make a play on that.
I don't think I think she was playing defense. That was a great breakthrough. She gave her the 2 feet there, the 2 meters there. Was a bit too much, of course, but the throw was that good that if it was to 30 centimeters, that throw was still going to score, and I think she knew she got beat there.
So there we have Germany taking the lead for the first time this game. Oh no, they were up in the first point, so they were up 1-0, but since then it's been Italy the whole way. Germany now up 6-5. Goldbook getting another score there from Schaefer and Goldbook, 2 of the players that have been impressing me the most on this German side.
I love a good lead change. Keeps things interesting.
So
and now you see the Italians, they were sharing the line, a lot of the numbers that weren't getting huge playing time in the other games were getting in and getting a run, but now that it's the lead has swung, they've got a bit of the old all-star line going out there again.
the body language from both teams very different. Germans look confident. I don't think Germans are as disappointed to be in this game as the Italians were. I think the Italians were a favorite. Germany were just happy to get some more games in, get some more reps in against top competition. They lost to a very strong Irish side that no one really saw coming. I don't think they feel as bad as Italy really feels that they should have won that game against Belgium, and were a bit more shocked and might not be as really up for this game, as you can see in the body language, but Italy is never one to give up an easy one. Germany up 6-5, Italy on offense.
Absolutely spot on there, Ravi. You are right. Malaga goes the other way. Irena Scazzieri's there first. The defense was coming. She shows some frustration. Can't hang on even though she got her hands to the disc.
And Goldbuch again making a big play for the Germans. It's the third point in a row, third time she's made a great impact here, and now Italy looking to make that junky set, see Germany playing this no dump vertical stack, and Italy basically completely bracketing around the vertical stack, but they find a hole through to Goldbuch.
Malaga wound up. She was going to throw the deep, but opted out. They've now moved on. Upfield, that's Shar. That one is being talked about. I think it was down from my perspective.
That was blocked, but they're all calling it down. I think it was probably down. There's a violation called.
Movement before the play was reinitiated? Or is this a violation from before the turnover?
I'm not sure. It was a down call, and then I think there was a bit of discussion, and so maybe some players are waiting for a check, and there was no check after the stoppage of play.
That's well deduced.
There seems to still be some confusion.
A lot of handshaking going on, getting a wrist workout, wrist rehabilitation program.
I mean, it was certainly a turnover. That much is certain. It's a question of whether they needed to check the disc in before they moved around after the. I think there was a bit of discussion on the down. Okay, I think there was the reenactment that I just saw makes me think that I guess she caught it, then it like kind of placed it on the ground and picked it back up again, and that's what they're calling the drop. I guess that's what the discussion's about.
I mean, that seems odd because it was down before it got to her hands in the first place, so if she picked it up and put it back down again, that was not legal. It wasn't her disc to be picking up and putting down if it had hit.
And there, Bonfante bobbles it with a nice defensive effort there by that German shirt. And now Goldbuch with the disc, putting up a big role for this team. But she throws it right to the hands of Bonfante as they have a little give-go move. She puts it all the way across the field to Chesky, and Chesky's looking for a shot. She has it, but it's almost deed by Goldbuch, but Irena Scazzieri with the goal to make it 6-6 here in this game.
Yeah, the Italians did really good there. That was a great 1-2 game to open that up between Bonfante and Scagliarini. And I was impressed that Bonfante looked away from the 1-2 she had to get that crossfield to Chesky to set it up.
Yeah, I think most people would have just continued that onwards, but
it's right in front of you and it's open, right?
Yeah, but she wanted to do something more.
And it opened the field. That made that score that much easier.
And that, of course, all started off with Bonfante's great poach block as well. I don't think the German thrower knew that she was coming in any way. Here we see that movement between the Italians for the score. Scazzieri getting the final say on that point. 6-6, though. It's been a little while since Germany's O-line's been back out on the field, and now we see Goldbuch is not playing this point, as she was having a lot of big contributions there, so they're going to have to rely on some different players this point. But actually, I do think it's been a pretty big team effort on offense mainly. I think Goldbuch's been great on the D-line, kind of taking things over, but Germany's O-line in general, looking pretty good, I'd have to say. Lots of contributions from lots of players. Frangipani with the pull.
Just down and rolling. Here come the Germans. Forster, that's a high stall count. Chesky put with a tight mark on and good coverage all over the field. Kuhn wants Forster, but Forster's calling some contact on Chesky.
And we have heard the 5-minute jingle, by the way, so there's less than 5 minutes left in this one. We do see some star players stepping onto this Italian D-line as they know they need to get one more break. We see Meliga, we see Diaz, we see, of course, Chesky was playing D-line mostly anyways, but a lot of star power on this Italian side.
Gazietti, there's some star power in this Gazietti too. There's a contact call there. The first contact, I think she got clean. Maybe a second swipe, she may have touched her, but what I saw the first around.
Here we see the first D is definitely a D, and then on that second one, I think she might have hit her hand, and that might have, she definitely, I think a German player definitely could have got the second effort, so if there was some contact between the hands there that affected things, I'm not sure. There's also a question of whether she was in bounds or not, which we can't really see from this angle very well. Goldbook getting involved on the sideline.
That's not her place.
Oh, I think they were asking. I think they must have asked her. You're allowed to ask the sideline in these rules, Stephanie.
And it could very well be translation too. We don't know what's going on there. But you are right. If asked, of course, giving your
Here we're going to see it again. If we can see it slow, that's the one.
Ooh, I still feel like from that angle, tough to say, tough to see the line, but I thought Scazzietti's arm was underneath her, where the German intended receiver's arms were. So it looked like
she got the D, and then it was a bit of a drop.
Yeah,
that's what I think I saw, but I don't know if there was contact in
maybe
between.
Maybe the disc popping back up into her hand. But
it'll be contested, and it's going to keep action going here.
Forster catches up to one that seemed wayward and then delivers a beauty to go up one late in the game.
There we go. Germany not out here. 7-6, they're in the lead. I really didn't see this coming, Stefan. I really thought once they were down 2, it was over.
No, they are not going away, and I think you did hit that nail on the head, the mindset going in. Germans are here. Let's win this game. Let's get as high of a rank as we can. And the Italians, as you said, we didn't get what we wanted. Let's just finish it off. And that's a very difficult mindset not to have.
Nice throw there. It was really good to get that outside of the long reach of Meliga. Tough throw, that backhand, but you got it right into space, and great takedown for Germany to take that lead 7-6. And we see Goldbook back on the field here as Germany look to see if they can extend their lead to 2, and Italy seeing if they can answer back with a solid 0 point. Diaz fielding the pull, getting it to Bonfante.
Waiting for developments. Meliga develops. Frangipane, Diaz. Frangipane.
There we hear the time is over jingle. They will finish this point, add 1, so that essentially means it's a game to 8, because if Germany score this, they'll have a point deficit of 2. So it's a game to 8 right now, 7-6 in favor of the Germans.
A must score for the Italians, or it's over.
Italians got to score 2, Germans got to score 1. See, Germany with this zone causing a lot of pressure on the Italians. They're not able to move it forward very easily. Diaz faking every which way, but not doing enough to move the mark.
Bonfante now with the disc. She just jacks it, and that's a wise idea because Scazzietti's there. Okay, she was over it, didn't get there. Maybe not wise idea, but there was nothing going for the handlers to move to.
So here, Germany with a chance to win this game and take the bronze medal. A bit of a shocker if we'd see, no one would have expected Shout to get 4th place this tournament. It's not over yet, though. As Germany starts things off. Nice movement, though, and they seem to be ahead of their defenders.
Sabine Kramer played in the Gold Coast 4 or 5 years ago when she was very young on a high school Erasmus changeover, something like that. But the Germans, Schar now, bronze medal point, disc in hand for a medal. Centers Goldbook, Goldbook to end zone. D is there, what a D by Chesky. She says it may finish, but not on this throw.
And that's why she's the Defensive Player of the Year runner-up last year, just losing to Maya Milik slightly, but she was incredible defensive presence there to save the game for CUSB Shout. See if we can get a replay on that one here. We're going to see the shot from Goldbook. It looked good coming off her hands. I thought maybe that first defender was going to get to it, but Chesky closing speed, gets horizontal in the air, gets the D.
Huge
Great play
saving
from Chesky.
play.
Game was over. She didn't make it. So now Italy with a chance again.
Chesky, Scagliarini, and Melega upfield. Melega comes to help right away. Bonfante goes to Scazzieri. She needs room. Oh.
I don't know if that ever went in. I think they're going to get to take that on the cone, attacking the end zone. And you got it in the hands of Goldbook. That's a position I'd like to be in.
That's a bronze medal waiting to happen.
We'll see, though. Italy's not going to give it up easy. They have a lot of good, aggressive short field defense we've seen before. Let's see if Goldbook can make one more magical point happen for the Germans.
Here it is, disc is in, starts with a dump that gets swatted away by Melega. She wants the pickup, but comes under, doesn't continue the upfield pursuit for too long. Scagliarini with paddocks of space. Frangipane. She's waiting for Scagliarini. 1-2 game between the two of them. Center field now, Diaz. Back to Frangipane and Diaz again. She goes high release backhand to Chesky. Chesky to Melega. Chesky again.
Not sure what the Germans are forcing here. I've seen them switch the force 2 or 3 times. Think there's some miscommunication on this D. Italy should be able to find something, and do they find one for Melega? They do, and now we're going to universe point here as it's 7-7. Melega getting the bookends for Italy there.
Spiking it away, almost like, all right, let's get this over with. That one's done, now the real point. They earned a universe.
I really thought once that huck went out the sideline that it was going to be time for Germany to put this one away, but they're not ready here. I'm going to be interested to see what kind of line Germany and Italy both put out here. Probably going to look for all their stars to make this final play. Final play of the tournament. Who's going to get that fourth place? Who's going to get that bronze medal?
It doesn't matter how much you played in the game. It doesn't matter how long the last point was. If it's universe point, your best legs get on that line.
You do see Goldbook get back on there. She hasn't played too many offensive points, but she's been such a star on defense. They need her in case they turn the disc over and need her to make plays as well. We see Forrester, sorry.
And CUSB taking their time, slowing down the Open Division 2 start time.
It's all right, we get great ultimate action regardless of which game is going to be happening for the rest of today. This game been a great one so far. One more point to go here, 7-8. We see Chesky. We see Melega.
We got 2 Scazzieris out there. Frangipane, Diaz rounds it out, and Pancotti.
That's a tough defensive line to go up against. It's all about mental energy here from the Germans. I think they do have the legs to get this one done. It's about making the right decision, executing the right way. Can they get it done when they have the pressure on their backs? This is a great practice for the World Under-24 Championships coming up for them later in July this year.
It's universe points. Frangipane sends the pull. And Shaw picks up, having the first opportunity at universe point. Sabine Kramer gets the under. That one's floating. A lot of bodies. Shaw had the bailout, but it may have been stripped. It was. Diaz knows she pulled that out of a hand.
Great pack up by Shaw there. I thought that was going to be a turnover for sure, but she had all the focus, all the attention, even with the likes of Chesky and Sofia Scazzieri on her.
Shaw goes around. Goldbook continues. Shot for goal, too far in front of Meyer. Both teams are going to get at least one chance.
Here we go, Italy with their first chance at this point to take this game away and get themselves a bronze medal, come home with something.
Frangipane walks it in. That's a long field in front of you, picking up and walking to that line on universe point.
Big diagonal vertical stack from the Italians. They look to get it off the line and eventually find Melega, but it's overshot. Irina Scazzieri's there, but Melega saves possession for her team.
Cleans up her own garbage. Diaz now with another one gets away. Diaz pops one up in the wind, and the Germans get their second chance to win this game on this point.
Did not expect it to go that way. The Italians so good at throwing, but their throws just popping up in this wind. The wind is picking up a little bit more than it has in the last few points, but the Germans popping up one of their own.
Shot to goal. Diaz makes sure of it. I always say it, you play your best defense when you're responsible for the prior turnover, and she made clear of that there.
Trucked Irene Scazieri on the way as well. That was clattering of Italian defenders, but they're happy to get the disc back no matter what.
I'm sure Scazieri doesn't mind her own teammate plowing her over when she knows that it was only determination to get that D back that caused it.
Apparently they wrecked the disc, so a new disc going to have to come in here on Universe. The
disc taco. Oh, this could be telling. New disc.
Somebody put some Vaseline on that one. Maybe who threw that out there? Was it a German or an Italian?
I don't know. I see the beer tender, the beer RV in the back setting up as Chesky gets it.
Siphon Brewing coming out here for Tom's Tourney for the first time. Usually it's just the Brooks Cazotte, but this is a new craft brewery. Offshoot of Brooks Cazotte, from what I was told. Have a delicious IPA. So if you're ever in Bruges, look up Siphon Brewery. I thought they were phenomenal.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. That IPA was fantastic. Sofia Scazieri, Malaga. Oh, Frangipane. Everybody gets a taste of it, but nobody gets to gobble it up. Frangipane wants a conversation about...
I don't like that call.
No.
I have to say, I think she went up for it cleanly, and it just sailed over her. It was a hospital pass, a mistake by the Italians, and she's trying to get it back. I do not think I saw a foul. We'll see on this replay. See her go for it, and she had her hand over the German player, and I think she ended up initiating contact there after the disc was already out of play.
I call that a straight drop. I don't think contact caused any of that. There was maybe a little bit after the fact, but she closed her wrists on that disc instead of her hands, and that's why it hit the ground, not because of the contact.
I think that's a retracted call. I'm not sure what the hand signals are. Retracted call, it is a turnover. Great spirit there from Frangipane. You know, on Universe, you want it to be a strip, but she got calm, had a discussion. I really love to see that in these high-level matches. And now, Goldbook trying to put this game away. It's been really hard battle, this Universe point.
There's the shot that Sabine Kramer collects it in front of Scazieri. Another highly contested completion, but they're that much closer. Shar now battling to get this one in. It's not been easy these last few throws. Goldbook winds up, doesn't give it, now gives her dump to Shar. It bounces up, but she still manages to hang on the second effort. Shar watching her cuts develop. Italian defenders not chasing too far, staying in the lane. Chesky, great pursuit to go through, but Goldbook has something to say about it.
So what I think happened there was, I think there was contact after the play, but Goldbook might have had a shot at the second effort if the contact didn't happen. So I do think, while I don't think the foul affected, as you can see here, disc goes up, and then after the drop, Chesky does bump into Goldbook, and I think Goldbook is making the argument that she could have gotten it on the second effort. I'm not sure if that was possible. I don't know what you see there.
I don't think the second effort. It's all about the first for me. I think that Goldbook's saying she rolled into her on that first effort because...
I think the first effort was a drop, because I think she dropped it before the contact happened. But.
Still discussing this call.
It's a contested foul here.
Universe point.
It's a contested foul, should go back, or is it an uncontested foul? I thought I saw the contested hand signal, but she's keeping the disc, so it's uncontested in the end. Goldbook now with the disc on the goal line, looking to close this game out.
Engages Shar, get back to Goldbook. She keeps the disc alive, going to ground.
Again, that give-go with the dump on the open side. Love it from Goldbook. Second time she's made that move.
Oh, a swipe at the D there by Pancotti. She can't get it. Germans still in control. Germans on the goal line. Germans throw off of the elbow of Frangipane. Forster still had a chance and eventuated to go for a turn.
So we got more ultimate ahead of us here in this game. It's not over yet. Both teams fighting tooth and nail, trying to end their Tom's Tourney on a high note. Frangipane gets to Malaga.
Malaga fires deep. There's two Scazieris there. but nothing but Sabine Kramer getting her hands on the defense.
2 Scazzieris, weren't enough Scazzieris there.
Where's the next one?
Gold
Gold book.
Talk to Davide about that.
That would be a Morri in a traditionalist sense.
We'll see.
But not necessarily. Sabine Kramer with the disc. Equipment. No, not an equipment call. Surely not, as it doesn't exist. But that it does seem to be what's happening.
I do see ahead of us the people with white spray paint that are ready to take the field after this game's over to try and get that Tom's Tourney logo looking a bit shinier for the finals.
Shar, Forster, all the way around. Sabine Kramer.
It's the first time we've seen them on this side of the attacking end zone. They've normally been on the high end.
Oh, Scazzieri was closing, but Shar maintains possession. Now to Goldbook. Goldbook long jumps it in. The German under-24s celebrate. Bronze medalists, and the disdain on the Shout Bologna team. 4th place, not where anybody wants to finish. My condolences to them, but big congratulations to the German under-24s. Another great game here. We're now moving on to our final series. First up is the Open Division 2, Kotaviet versus Puk. Thank you for joining us. Refresh your feed. Pleasure, as always, to have Ravi Vasudevan. I'm Stefan Rapazzo, and we will see you very soon.
We are starting to rate, so we're going to work with another Bruno. The time is running already, so we got to start with Bruno. 50 minutes. Jingles already on. There'll be a lot more people here.